This is a village where it is illegal to have a boy, but boys are born every 100 years. Their mother died when the twin brothers were born. Father will be locked up in a hut where no one is allowed to approach. Let him slowly become a madman. But the twin brothers will be taken care of by specially assigned personnel. It's just surveillance rather than care. They are not allowed to step out of the snow country. Fortunately, they were accompanied by each other. Two people can stick to what one person can't stand. Younger brother Jing was a weak boy since childhood, but brother is very brave. One day, they found a human backpack in the snow. Through a magazine, the two learned that there was a lively and prosperous place outside the village, which was always brightly lit. Tokyo. Listen to the woman in the village say that there is a famous monster expert in Tokyo. The two brothers agreed to go out of the village one day, go to Tokyo and live a life for two, but in the process of running away, the two children separated. Jing successfully found the monster expert Yinshen, but he couldn't wait for his brother to come. Jing met two boys here. They took care of him like brothers. One is Xiaoyu, who is very charming and always has girls competing for her. The other is the spider boy Ju, who just found his mother and sister, but to everyone's surprise, Yu's younger sister just came back, but ran to be Xiaoyu's daughter-in-law. Although Xiaoyu has the body of immortality, but he knows nothing about human feelings. Facing the girl who said he wanted to associate with him, he didn't refuse anything, because in Xiaoyu's view, communication is to work together as soon as possible. The delicate Jing tells Xiaoyu the so-called communication is choosing lovers. There can only be one. Boyfriend, girlfriend originally said lovers. Then I understand. Who choose who? Mr. Yin Shun. Although Jing can always play the role of peacemaker between friends, but in life, he is timid and has severe ringworm. Not only can't help, but it's always adding chaos. It's been a long time. Ju began to complain about him. Xiaoyu looked at the crying crystal, and came forward to comfort. No problem. Anyway, Jing is useless. And it's not a day or two, so no matter how many things Jing screwed up, it's all taken for granted. I don't care at all. This heart-piercing triple hit let Jing, who just cries to vent his emotions, chose to run away from home, not to trouble everyone, but also give him a reason to go to his brother. But the wallet is cleaner than the face, made him worried about the future. At this time, a boy who passed by attracted Jing's attention. The boy also noticed Jing. It turned out that the two were long-lost twin brothers. The reunion made Jing very happy, but brother seems different from before. Although brother's appearance looks much colder, but the love for Jing hasn't changed at all. Jing hopes to live in the snow castle in the movie. Brother waved his big hand. A large castle covering an area of 800 square meters rose instantly, except for no furniture. Everything in it looks like a real castle. Jing, who is keen to update social platforms, is choosing to update dynamic photos. At this time, his brother suddenly grabbed Jing's mobile phone, freeze it into ice pimples and trample it under feet. Jing raised his head while complaining. He noticed that his brother's face was full of disgust. After saying that he wanted to help her make furniture and find food, his brother sealed the only exit in the room. At this time, Jing didn't think much except feeling bored, and the detective agency on the other side. Although the work process has been accelerated a lot since Jing left, but the daily communication between two straight men, no Jing in the middle, there was constant friction between the two. They finally realized the importance of Jing, decided to get Jing back immediately. When they opened their mobile phones, and found the strange castle on the social platform of Jing, the major media have also found it, and have arrived at the scene. After several people in the detective agency arrived, they saw Jing's brother come out of the castle. Living in Zhuoxing since childhood, he plans to use magic even if there are human beings present. Fortunately, Yinshen shot to stop it. The gunfire made the onlookers flee the scene one after another. Look at the strange image on the boy's chest. The shape is very similar to the shape of the life stone on Xiaoyu's neck. Yinshen recognized it as Zero Stone. Xiaoyu's life stone is a stone that can inhibit monsters, but Zero Stone is a stone that can bring death. It's full of monster power. Zhuoxing people who can tolerate low temperature are the only people who can manage Zero Stone. So Yinshen decided that the boy was Jing's brother, but it is taboo to take Zero Stone away from Zhuoxing, so something must have happened in Zhuoxing. Facing anyone who may take his brother, the boy will not be soft at all. Jing in the castle also gradually realized the changes of his brother. When he talked about the doll as his brother suddenly broke in. The furniture you want is ready. Come and see. Jing was full of joy, when she went to see the furniture her brother had prepared for him, but he saw his friends frozen. Brother knows these are his partners, still so cruel, thought his friends died because of him. Jing knelt down in pain. Brother thinks Jing is uncomfortable. He went out as a child to find mint that could cure Jing. Jing was so sad that she almost forgot that her friends were monsters. They will not die easily because they are frozen. He began to help his friends thaw quickly. Pure Jing never knows what her brother has experienced. They were born in a snow country full of women. When his elder brother was elected village head, he became the tall man of more than 200 women in the village, shoulder the heavy responsibility of carrying on the family line in the village. The women covered their faces with veils, prevent them from having hierarchy because of beauty and ugliness, but it brings more serious jealousy, comparison, abuse and laughter. It's all borne by the young brother. Every time the boy feels that he is going to be swallowed by these dirty things, Jingdu will shine into his brother's heart like a beam of light. So for brother, Jing is more important than anything, especially after the reunion with Jing. Jing's brother will agree to all her requirements, including Jing Xiang, who inexplicably wants to take a salt bath. He will promise unconditionally, but Jing's real purpose is to use salt and water to melt the ice on his friends early. While his brother was away, Xiaoyu relies on her powerful power. The ice on the upper body gradually melted. Soon, Xiaoyu broke his body and broke through the shackles, but as a half-demon, he has strong self-healing power. The whole body soon recovered. Xiaoyu told Jing that his brother became stronger. It's all because of the existence of 0 stones. Jing remembered that there was indeed a blizzard barrier in their snow village that could prevent mortals from entering. But for the 0 stone mentioned by Xiaoyu, Jing knows nothing. Xiaoyu said that if 0 stone has been, he can't beat his brother. Heard that Xiaoyu was going to fight with her brother, Jing began to panic. After all, one side is his only relative, one side is his most important friend. Jing doesn't know how to choose. The boy became the head of a village at the age of 14, not only because he is a once-in-a-century boy in the village, and because he is more like a man than his twin brother, born in a snowy village full of women. From the moment he became the village head, he will shoulder the heavy responsibility to carry on the family line for the whole village. More than 200 women in the village all stared at him. Compared with brother, who lives in hell every day, the twin brother lives a very simple life, just slowly. Brother Jing found his brother's fatigue. He hopes to help his brother, but he was severely criticized by his brother. I'm strong and you are weak. You just need to do what you are good at. In brother's eyes, the smile on his brother's face is what he is best at. This is because brother's heart is extremely pure. You don't need to dirty yourself. I'll protect you. Brother's words made Jing sad, because he's probably not as clean as his brother thought. What? It turned out that Jing found herself wetting the bed in the morning, for fear of being discovered by the woman guarding them. He hid the evidence. The brother is comforted by his brother's simplicity. Suddenly he realized that his brother might not wet the bed, is qualified to be the village head. Once those women know, brother will be in trouble like him, so he realized that he had to send Jing away. For this reason, he summoned all the women overnight. Facing all the women with big arms and round waist, he promised them, I will try my best to satisfy all of you. The condition is to send Jing out of the village. If they don't agree, he can only force himself with death. But he is not the only choice for women. They can also choose to wait for Jing to grow up. I don't think Jing can replace me. If you don't believe it, you can bet on the survival of the village. This remark aroused women's discussion in an instant. In their opinion, Jing is really too weak for the future of the village. The leading woman promised him that she would let Jing leave the village, so the next day he lied to his brother. The two will meet at the detective agency of Tokyo monster expert Yinshen, and promised that he would catch up with him soon. Looking at Jing's gone back, brother finally let go, but at night he heard the conversation between women. Letting the once-in-a-century snowman leave the village is a big taboo in the village. Although they promised their brother to let Jing go, but they didn't promise him to let his brother leave alive. The angry brother rushed up to argue with the woman, but they had already prepared the rope. They think their brother will never escape from their palm, but they underestimated their brother's strength. The brother broke free, run hard up the mountain. There are 0 stones guarding the snow village for generations on the mountain. Brother in despair want to combine with the power of 0 stone, but when he regains consciousness, there was nothing left but white. The brother lost his memory. In his head, only Tokyo monster experts, hidden gods, and crystals remain. He came to Tokyo with the memory left in his head. Soon he ran into his younger brother Jing on the street. Jing was rescued by humans after going down the mountain. Soon found Yin Shun, and he gained two good friends here. But brother, finally meet Jing again, showed a strong possessive desire. He was afraid that Jing was too simple to distinguish between good and evil. He was hostile to everyone who wanted to get close to Jing. His identity as a snowman, plus 0 stone strength. He can freeze everything that poses a threat. But Jing's friend Xiaoyu is half demon. Use powerful force to break the body and break free from bondage, and the body soon recovered. Just to stop the irrational brother, Xiaoyu alone can't even get close to the brother's body. If he gets close, it will freeze. At this time, the fox demon, who was interested in the 0 stone on his brother, also rushed over, and she had already sent her subordinate Nobamara before Xiaoyu found the twin brothers ready to leave. Brother, who senses danger, instantly lock Jing up, attack Nobamara. However, Nobamara's attribute is fire. An ice-fire war is imminent. In order to avoid the direct attack of ice, Nobamara launched split skill, but the brother is not a paper tiger. In the fog caused by fire and ice, Nobamara keeps looking for opportunities. Suddenly, Jing shouted, "Brother!" Brother's attention shift. Nobamara also seized the opportunity to catch the 0 stone in his brother's chest, but Nobamara was instantly bounced off, and the hand was also broken by 0 stone. Only snow villagers who can tolerate low temperature can control 0 stone. When Nobamara's life was in danger, Xiaoyu arrived in time and kicked Nobamara away. "Sorry, Nobamara, I didn't control my strength for a while." A little personal. One is good at using fire. A body can heal itself infinitely. Two people work together. A walking human fireball flew towards the brother. The ice on brother melted instantly. But the energy of 0 stone is not so simple. I want to protect Jing. Soon, ice and fire are competing. Xiaoyu is obviously weak. In order to defeat the brother, Xiaoyu asked Nobamara to maximize his fire, but once the fire burns faster than Xiaoyu's body heals itself, Xiaoyu's body will not be able to support and will be burned clean. But Xiaoyu believes that a few seconds is enough for him. Worthy of Xiaoyu. "I like you so much." Nobamara exerted all his strength. Increase the fire to the maximum. In this way, Xiaoyu broke through many obstacles, flew straight to the brother. Soon, Xiaoyu's body began to melt. At the most critical moment, Jing stood in front of her brother. Xiaoyu became a pile of bones. It turns out that Jing is a snowman. He also has the ability to condense water into ice. He used the fog to condense into ice hockey and broke the cage. Brother, to protect his brother, not hesitate to exert his last strength. At this time, Xiaoyu, who only had a skull, shouted that his brother could not die. Original 0 stone and Xiaoyu's life stone, probably related. Xiaoyu without news from her parents. He hopes to get some information about his parents from his brother. For Jing, he hopes his brother can survive. Learned that 0 stone absorbed his brother's energy. Jing tried hard to pull out the 0 stone from her brother's chest, but the moment he held the stone free, all the suffering that his brother has borne alone, all appeared in front of Jing. Jing saw the truth, be brimming with tears. In order not to make his friends sad, even if there is only one fruit left, Xiaoyu will help her friend save her brother. At the moment when Xiaoyu approached 0 stone, the life stone he held in his mouth suddenly vomited out. The moment when two stones touch, a powerful force burst out, so the two stones fused together. Inari Yoko, who is bent on stones, also rushed over. Fortunately, Yin Shun came in time. Emphasize again to Inari Yoko. This is what Xiaoyu's parents left him. Inari Yoko doesn't want a conflict with Yin Shun, the beaver monster, be forced to give up. With the help of Sister Ju, Jing's brother is no big deal, and the misunderstanding between Jing and Xiaoyu has also been solved. But about Xiaoyu's parents, Jing's brother guessed that Xiaoyu's parents might be well-known patriarchs, but this is just a guess. In order to further help Xiaoyu, Yin Shun decides to take Xiaoyu to look for clues. To celebrate the reunion with brother, Jing is going to travel with his brother. Ju chose to stay here, guarding his own mother and sister, but Inari Yoko failed to achieve his goal. Not easy to be good at whack and rest. Open robbery is no good. She plans to use the move back tactic, arrange for her neglected fox sister, use the beauty trick to get Xiaoyu's heart, let Xiaoyu willingly give her the two stones. So when Xiaoyu and Yin Shun were ready to go out, fox demon sister is instructed, embarked on this journey with two people,